Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're presenting a creative modern retelling of an age-old tale. In this video, we'll share a story of sibling rivalry, faith, trust, and sacrifice, transformed into a real-life scenario with entirely new characters, settings, and events. As you listen, see if you can guess which famous Bible story inspired this narrative. Stay with us until the end, where we'll reveal the original story and explain the changes we made. In the bustling heart of downtown, the Harrison Corporation was renowned for its innovative spirit and deep-rooted family values. Mr. Harrison, a respected entrepreneur on the verge of retirement, was preparing to pass the reins of his thriving business to one of his two sons. His elder son, Leo, was known for his impulsive nature and love for instant rewards, while his younger son, Miles, was thoughtful, determined, and possessed a quiet confidence that often went unnoticed. One crisp autumn morning, Mr. Harrison called both sons into his study, a spacious, light-filled room lined with vintage photographs and awards. The air buzzed with anticipation as the family gathered for what was to be a defining moment. Today, Mr. Harrison began in a warm yet somber tone, "I plan to announce who will lead Harrison Corporation into its next chapter." His voice trembled slightly, a sign of both age and the weight of the decision. Leo shifted in his seat. "I'm ready for this, Dad," he said, his voice full of bravado. "I've always been the one to take charge when the moment calls." Miles listened quietly, his eyes focused on his father's every word. Meanwhile, Mrs. Harrison, standing nearby, exchanged a knowing glance with Miles, a silent acknowledgement of the challenges ahead. Later that afternoon, as the sons went about their usual routines at the company headquarters, Leo's stomach began to grumble. He had been so confident about his future that he'd completely ignored a growing hunger. In the company cafeteria, a popular food truck had just rolled in, serving a much-lauded gourmet wrap that Leo couldn't resist. Without a second thought, Leo dashed over and ordered the wrap, his eyes lighting up at the prospect of satisfying his immediate craving. At the counter, the food truck owner joked, "That wrap is a rare treat, worth every penny, isn't it?" Leo grinned and replied, "Absolutely. I'd trade almost anything for a taste of that." His words were light and carefree, masking the momentous decision he was about to make. In a moment of impulsivity, Leo made a fateful decision. While discussing the leadership transition with a trusted colleague, he blurted out, "I'll trade my chance to lead for this wrap today. I mean, sometimes a good meal is all you need to reset your day." The colleague's eyes widened in disbelief at the triviality of the bargain, but Leo's words hung in the air like a promise of easy rewards over long-term success. Miles, who had been quietly observing his brother's rash decision, felt a mix of concern and resolve. Later that evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Mrs. Harrison pulled Miles aside into a quiet corner of the dining room. "Miles," she said softly, "I've always believed that your path is different. Sometimes, the rewards we reap require sacrifices that others are too quick to dismiss. I know your heart and your vision. If you truly believe you are meant to lead, you must seize the opportunity, even if it means doing what might seem unorthodox." Miles listened intently, his mind churning with conflicting emotions. "But Mom," he replied, "I'm not comfortable with deceiving Dad. I respect him and our family too much to let ambition cloud my judgment." Mrs. Harrison smiled gently and said, "Sometimes, a greater purpose calls for us to take risks. The world isn't always fair to those who act solely on impulse. You have to trust in the process and be willing to make difficult choices for the future we all believe in." That night, as Miles lay awake, a vision came to him. A vivid image of the company thriving under his leadership and the legacy of the Harrison family secured for future generations. Convinced that this was a sign, he resolved to act. The next morning, while Mr. Harrison was still weak from the effects of a long illness, Miles put his plan into motion. With the discreet help of a close family friend, he gathered all the necessary documents and even practiced altering his tone to mimic Leo's distinctive manner of speaking. In the quiet of Mr. Harrison's study, Miles approached his father. His heart pounded as he recalled his mother's words and his own inner conviction. "Dad," Miles said, imitating Leo's confident tone as he presented himself, "I've been reflecting on your guidance, and I believe I'm ready to take on the responsibilities of leadership." Mr. Harrison's eyes, clouded with both pain and longing, looked up. "My dear son," he murmured, struggling to hear over the soft hum of the air conditioner, "your determination shines through. I always believed in the vision of someone who can see beyond immediate pleasures." Miles continued, his voice gentle but firm. "I understand the weight of our family legacy and the sacrifices it requires. I promise to honor your trust and guide the company with wisdom and foresight." As Mr. Harrison's frail hand reached out to touch Miles, the atmosphere in the room shifted, an almost mystical quality seemed to fill the space. It was as if fate itself was affirming Miles' commitment, imbuing him with a strength that belied his youth. Just then, Leo burst into the study, his face flushed with indignation and disbelief. "What is happening here?" Leo shouted. "I'm the one you promised would lead, Dad. How can you just change your mind like this?" Mr. Harrison's gaze softened as he looked at both his sons. "My dear children," he said quietly, "the path to greatness is not always measured by impulsive actions, but by the wisdom to see the long journey ahead." Leo's face fell, and he muttered, "But I traded my future for a moment of satisfaction." His voice trailed off, a mixture of regret and anger. In the following days, tension hung heavy over the Harrison Corporation. Leo struggled with the realization that his impulsive actions had cost him not only a significant opportunity but also the respect of his father. Meanwhile, Miles was left to navigate the responsibilities of leadership under the heavy weight of both guilt and destiny. During a quiet evening at home, Leo confronted his brother in the family lounge. "Miles," Leo said, his tone wavering between anger and sorrow, "I feel betrayed. I traded something that was meant to be mine for a mere taste, and now I'm left wondering what truly mattered." Miles, his eyes filled with regret, replied, "I never intended to cause you pain, Leo. I was torn between honoring our father's wishes and trusting in a vision for the future. I thought that by taking this step, I could secure a better path for all of us, even if it meant using methods that seem wrong now." Their conversation was interrupted by Mrs. Harrison, who entered with a quiet dignity. "Boys," she said softly, "life is a tapestry woven with both our choices and our sacrifices. Today's events remind us that immediate gratification often comes at the expense of our deeper purpose. It is not just about what we gain, but what we are willing to sacrifice for what truly matters." As the family struggled to mend the fractured bonds, Mr. Harrison's condition worsened. In his final days, he called both sons to his bedside. "Remember," he whispered, "that true leadership is built on faith, trust, and the willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. I entrusted you both with a legacy, and now you must find a way to heal and honor it, together." Now that you've heard this modern parable, we'd love to hear from you. Can you guess which well-known Bible story this narrative is inspired by? Leave your answer in the comments below. The original Bible story behind this narrative is the story of Jacob and Esau. In our retelling, we replaced characters, we transformed Jacob into Miles and Esau into Leo, and the father figure was reimagined as Mr. Harrison. Settings: instead of an ancient family in a pastoral setting, the story now unfolds in a modern corporate environment. Events: the traditional trade of a birthright for a bowl of stew has been updated to Leo trading his leadership opportunity for a gourmet wrap, and the divine intervention now comes as a visionary moment and the subtle guidance of Mrs. Harrison. Did you guess correctly, or did you have a different story in mind? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Before we sign off, please remember to like this video if you enjoyed the story, subscribe to our channel for more creative retellings and engaging content, and share it with friends who love a good challenge. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to see your guesses. Thank you for joining us on this narrative journey. Stay curious, keep exploring, and see you in the next video.